Batman, the world's greatest detectives. From movies like The Dark Knight to Batman vs. Superman, Batman has been people's favorite superhero for a very long time. But because there's been so many versions of Batman, I wanted to talk to you all about who Batman really is. Or at least who I think of when I think of Batman. Now, if we're going to understand Batman as a character, we kind of have to disregard the images of Batman that we already have. While I love The Dark Knight, and I know that there are people out there who love Zack Snyder's Batman, we need to acknowledge that these are just interpretations of Batman. And I know it's hard because those movies rock, but we have to take what we know about Batman, and just kind of throw them in the bin, just throw them over there. We can't think about Batman like that anymore. Now that those versions of Batman are out of our head, we need to talk about the biggest misinterpretation of the Batman character. And that is that Batman is just a crazy person who beats the crap out of criminals. Because while yes, Batman totally does do that, it's more of a byproduct of his real goal. Batman's main goal isn't to fight bad guys, it's to make Gotham a safer and a better place. Bruce Wayne wants to make Gotham a place where nobody would go through what he went through as a child. When Bruce's parents died, his world was ripped away from him. I mean, let's just imagine what he went through as an 11-year-old boy, seeing your parents shot and killed in front of you. I mean, that would destroy most of us. So at the core of his character, Batman is a person who does not want anybody to have to deal with that pain. There's a great scene in one of the DC animated movies where the entire Justice League is arguing because they figure out that Shazam is actually a child, and Batman says, dude, I don't care, I've actually known this entire time. And then Wonder Woman says to him, which by the way, this is completely irrelevant, but I hate how they interpret Wonder Woman in this movie. I mean, I could make a whole separate video about how badly Wonder Woman has been misinterpreted throughout history, but whatever. Anyways, Wonder Woman says to Batman that she's not really surprised that he knew that Shazam was a kid because he indoctrinated Robin at such a young age to fight crime. And she says that doing this made Robin just like him. And then Batman has the best response ever. He says, I did it so he wouldn't turn out like me. And oh my god, that is just the best line ever. Batman knows that he's not the healthiest guy. He knows only a lunatic would dress up as a bat and beat the crap out of criminals. When Bruce Wayne sees that Dick Grayson's parents are killed right in front of him, just like his parents were, he brings him in, not so he could turn into this vengeful figure of the night, but so that he wouldn't. And I think that is just beautiful. And that's also why Batman doesn't kill. Now, obviously the Joker should die. He's a mass murderer, but Batman doesn't have to be the one to kill him. I hear that argument a lot and I've never understood it, because why are you guys coming after Batman for not killing the Joker when he should just get the death penalty? Once Batman brings him in, Batman did his job. He arrested the Joker. Batman doing whatever it takes to save somebody is a core aspect of who he is as a character. Now, I've talked about this before, but my favorite interpretation of Batman in all of media comes from the animated Justice League show. In this episode, there's this bad guy, Ace, right? And she has the ability to warp reality, so she's causing a ton of ruckus, and the Justice League shows up to take her down. And while the Justice League are fighting Ace's goons, Amanda Waller shows up, and she's like, guys, you gotta lock in. This girl is insanely powerful, and she has a brain aneurysm, so she's going to die soon. So we need to kill her before her brain aneurysm causes any more catastrophe. Hawkwoman is like, all right, I understand, I'll kill her. But then Batman stops her and is like, no. I'll kill her. And everybody's shocked, right? They're like, oh my god, Batman, do you know that you have to kill this person? We know you don't kill. We can do it. Batman's like, no guys, don't worry about it. I got it. So then he runs in to Ace's castle, because she created this castle because she can warp reality. And eventually he finds her. And as I said before, this is my favorite Batman scene in all of media. Movies, TV, it's this Batman scene. So when Batman finds Ace, Ace actually tells him that the reason she has her powers is because of Amanda Waller. When Ace was younger, Amanda Waller used to torture her and make her play these games that weren't really games. And after she tells Batman that, she looks at him and she says, this is why I know you're not going to kill me. And Batman says, no, I'm not, and he puts away the device. Ace then looks at Batman and says, I'm dying very soon. Will you please sit with me and wait with me until I die? And Batman says yes. He walks up next to her, he sits down and holds her hand and waits for her as she dies. And that is who Batman is. Batman is a good person who just wants to save people. Sure, he goes by it in a violent way, but at the core of his character, he just wants to help. I mean, that's why Superman and Batman get along so well. I feel like because of Batman vs. Superman, people forget that Batman and Superman are literally best friends. Batman and Superman get along because at their core, they're both good people. Clark understands that Bruce is damaged and broken, but he also understands that he just wants to do good. You see, my dear viewers, this is the biggest misinterpretation of Batman. While Batman does beat up criminals, and that's dope to watch, at the core of who he is a good person. And I understand that's not everybody's cup of tea. They want to see a cool stoic Batman that just kicks the crap out of villains and solves crime, and I understand that. And that's okay if you prefer that version of Batman, but just remember, the true version of Batman, who Batman really is a good guy. Batman is a man who will hunt down a lost dog for a deaf kid because it's just what he wants to do. If you say that's corny, if you say that's dumb, fair enough, but that's who Batman is. It truly, really is. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate all of your support. If there's another character you guys want me to talk about, I would happily do so. Just put it in the comments below. You know, I really appreciate all you guys watching my videos. I know they're kind of cheesy. I know they're kind of corny, but you know, it's fun. It's fun to do. Thank you all again, and see you later.